In the modern era of the NHL, any team would love to have this player. Not only was he an overachiever, he basically made every squad he played on not only better, but more conscious of how the goalie can serve as a quarterback of the team. So today we're going to talk about the legendary King Richard, although I didn't use the second nickname Kermit. Of course, we're talking about King Richard Brodeur. Now, Richard Brodeur, didn't have a middle name when he was born, by the way, because so many nicknames he got later, was born in the beautiful Quebec community of Longueuil, Quebec, September 15th, 1952. At 5'7", 185, it was your typical small francophone goalie, but his rise into WHA after a successful junior career and into the NHL is a tale to be told in the middle of summer at a bonfire surrounded by young children that shows that fairy tales in hockey do come true. Now, Brodeur was originally selected in the 1972 NHL entry draft by the newcomer New York Islanders, but chose instead to play in the WHA for his home province's Quebec Nordiques. Now, he played 7 seasons with the Nordiques. His big break or recognition was after some great seasons with Cornwall in the Quebec Junior Hockey League and later Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He had a prominent role in the Memorial Cup playoffs in '72, now which allowed him to be drafted by the Islanders. Now, his seasons with Quebec, from the start of the franchise to the last season in Quebec in the WHA, are legendary, especially his 1976 season where he played 70 games, 69, won 44 games. Next season, again as a number one starter, he helped Quebec along with Tardif and the rest of the what I call the Quebec Corps to the Avco Cup, which was emblematic of the championships in the WHA. He went 12-5 in the playoffs with a 3.28 average and played 1,000 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of work. Now, when he initially joined the NHL, the Islanders had his rights. He was protected by the Nordiques, but in a throat-cutting move, he was traded to the Islanders for a terrible goalie called Goran Augusta. Now, he had no space with the Islanders because he was number 3 behind the great Billy Smith and Chico Resch, but was later traded to Vancouver Canucks in 1980, which ironically we're going to get into in a few seconds. In his second season with the Canucks, he guided the team during the playoff run to the finals where he played the Islanders. They lost 4 straight, but the momentum ended when they lost 6-5 in overtime in Game 1. Some people believe they had a real shot against the Islanders, but Brodeur, it was a rough game because allegedly he attacked the cameraman with his glove, who was stationed along the runway between the bench and the dressing room. Now, he was selected to the '83 All-Star game, but couldn't play due to an ear injury suffered in Toronto 3 days earlier. Now, he remained with the Canucks for 8 seasons, but was traded at the end of the '88 season to the Hartford Whalers, where he ended his NHL career. Now, he was the last active NHL player from the WHA's inaugural season and the last to have played in all 7 seasons of the WHA's existence. He was a top 25 WHA player, at least a top 5 goalie. Now, after his retirement, he gave back to the sport he loved. He founded his own hockey school in the Vancouver area. He also worked briefly as an analyst for the Quebec Nordiques TV telecasts. Now, ironically, he holds a very important distinction, which makes a lot of sense because he played in Vancouver. He was the goalie that gave up the most goals to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky scored 29 goals against him, but a lot of the Western Conference games. Now, many awards in his life. He won the Terry Sawchuk Award, Best Goalie in the CHL, or the Canadian Hockey League in 79-80. Excuse me, the Central Hockey League, my apologies. He won 2 games with the Checkers that year. Good year. Again, named to the All-Star game in 83. He was the Cyclone Taylor Award winner for perseverance for the Canucks in 81, 82, and 85. 3-star selections, the old Molson Cup, 81, 82, 85, and 86 for Vancouver. And he was an inaugural inductee into the WHA Hall of Fame in 2010. Now, his creativity has also been highly recognized. He was an artist on canvas for many years. I guess he started in his junior league, and several of his pieces has been shown at the popular Diskin galleries in Vancouver. Now, the final stats, ladies and gentlemen, very impressive. A grand total of 690 combined WHA and NHL games. WHA totals: 165 wins, 114 losses, 12 ties, 1,700 minutes, 8 shutouts, 3.64 average. Playoffs: 51 games, 26-23, 3.60 average. NHL: 131 wins, 175 losses, but a lot of the Vancouver teams were kind of pourri, as we say. 21,966 minutes, 1,400 goals against, a lot of goals, but still. 6 shutouts, 3.85 average. In the playoffs, again, 13 and 30. But he only won 2 games besides in the playoffs, that Stanley Cup run. He didn't really have good luck in the NHL playoffs, but WHA tremendous. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this for a quick second. Played almost 800 major pro games, more than 330 wins combined, playoffs and regular season. Does he deserve to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Well, this is the question, ladies and gentlemen. The WHA Hall of Fame, well deserved, but to put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame, you have to basically say, what was his NHL numbers? Like, other than that cup run, he always had difficulty. He would lose upwards of 20 to 25 the 30 games a season, but he would play with a lot of rotten teams. Vancouver only really got back to itself. But what was kind of bizarre, ladies and gentlemen, he played for the Frankton Express in 1988. He played 2 games. And I've been told the 2 games he played, he signed so many freaking autographs, ladies and gentlemen, that his hand got sore. And he couldn't continue. He was that popular. We call him the King. And some of the best hockey cards you've ever seen is the King Brodeur cards from the WHA and that V of the Vancouver Canucks. By the way, when I graduated from high school, we had the same colors of the Vancouver Canucks, which I don't know if it was an insult, a curse, or a celebration of what Vancouver was doing. But I remember that 81 Cup run where they held up the white towels against Chicago. Only Roger Nielsen would take a Richard Brodeur, a tiny goaltender, and a bunch of rejects, and a bunch of European players that couldn't score more than 15, 20 goals a season, and people like Tiger Williams and other rejects, and get to the Stanley Cup. It was almost like a miracle upon miracles. And the big problem at the time, Edmonton wasn't ready to win the Cup, because we all know what happened with the Kings and other playoffs. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.